Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome back to my RPG News Roundup, this time for June 8th, 2024, where each week I take a look back at the week in tabletop, computer, and console role-playing game news and bring you the highlights. As always, we will start with computer and console role-playing game news. It looks like the next Dragon Age game has had its name changed. This name has been changed to Dragon Age The Veilguard from Dragon Age Dreadwolf, which may give some indication as to how certain NPCs have been changed during these story rewrites. Then it looks like the next patch set will be setting up Baldur's Gate 3 to get official mod support. I was actually not expecting this. This should be an interesting way to go forward with the game, especially considering there's not going to be a sequel, at least from Larian Studios. Backpack Hero is coming to modern consoles next week on the 11th. It is slated to the PlayStation and Xbox consoles and is just another iteration of the inventory management roguelike game. It has been available on the PC and the Switch since 2023. Cricket J's Really Peculiar Game is set to release on August 15th, featuring a hand-drawn style art while targeting the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/S, as well as the Switch. It has the title character looking to fix a past tragedy by finding a land upon the moon that can grant any wish. Kena, Bridge of Spirits, is set to release on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X/S on August 15th. It has been available on the PC and the PlayStation platforms since 2021. Guild Wars 2 is getting its 5th expansion in August 20th. Looks like it'll take place after the events of the Secrets of the Obscure and include 2 new maps at launch, with a third be added in a later update, as well as a new weapon type, a new mount, and a new raid with a new housing system. Key Locker is getting a release on PlayStation 5 and a Switch sometime in late summer of this year. It has already been planned for the PC and Xbox Series X/S for a while now. It is a cyberpunk turn-based RPG set in a future Saturn where music is prohibited. Metal Slug Tactics is set to release this fall. It looks like it'll be targeting the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X/S, as well as the previously mentioned PC and Switch versions. It looks like it'll be a tactical RPG set in the Metal Slug side a scrolling universe, except it'll be a more top-down isometric type offering. Then, while Tactics is in development, a lot of turn-based tactics RPGs this time, it is a turn-based strategy RPG with inspiration from things like XCOM and will be set in the same universe as the Chicken Police Adventure series. Serial World is in development. It looks like a deck-building RPG where a young boy looks to solve mysteries of his town by entering a mysterious world. It'll include turn-based battles where you can control up to 3 entities, each with their own skills and personality. It looks like it'll be planned for release sometime in 2025. Tribe 9 will be a free-to-play title for PC and mobile platforms. It looks like it's going to be an action RPG set in a world with input with some of the people behind Danganronpa. It is a sort of futuristic Neo-Tokyo setting. As far as actual releases go, it looks like Octopath Traveler and Octopath Traveler 2 have been released on certain platforms that they were not available on before. Octopath Traveler is now available on the PS4 and PS5, and Octopath Traveler 2 has been released on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X/S. Now, both of them are available on the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/S, as well as the Switch. Cassette Beasts got a physical release. It will release on the with the DLC Peer of the Unknown through Super Rare Games. It looks like it's targeted for the Nintendo Switch. Spellcats saw its release. It is a hack-and-slash action dungeon crawler RPG where you play a cat on a cursed island, engaging in fights, collecting loot, and so forth. Arhakon hit early access. It is a turn-based strategy dungeon crawler where you delve into an underworld to retrieve lost treasures and knowledge. The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road was released on Steam, the newest entry into the Elder Scrolls Online MMORPG. It deals with a forgotten Daedric prince, which has returned. Crystalla saw its release into early access. It is a dark fantasy Souls-like action RPG where you play a feral warrior who must master 6 magical specialties. Beat in Zero is a turn-based tactical dungeon crawler. You pick one of 3 characters and go searching for the card to Zero, laying at the bottom of a dungeon. Astrea entered early access. It's an action roguelike shooter with pixel graphics where you basically bash through hordes of minions in order to protect a little girl. Paths of Valor is a 2D pixel-based role-playing game in a sort of classic JRPG style where you gather friends on an adventure to defeat a demon king. Pretty standard classic stuff. And then Victorious is a turn-based strategy RPG in a similar vein. Pretty much an RPG Maker-style game on these two, I think, where you play a vampiric anti-hero in a classic RPG-style experience. Vribis Refuge the Escape. Damn, how do you pronounce that anyway? It's an action dungeon crawler where you fall into a deep cave and must search for your way out. It looks like it's relatively short. Finally, there is Hyperspacer, a 2D open-world RPG exploration-style game in a sci-fi setting where you travel through space in your own spaceship, land on various planets and moons, learn about the locals, perform various tasks, collect scientific data, etc., etc., so forth. And now, on to tabletop gaming news. We'll start with some shakeups in the tabletop or the virtual tabletop section, apparently Roll20 has purchased Demiplane, an online tabletop RPG tool suite created by Adam Bradford at the same time that Adam Bradford, who was one of the initial people behind D&D Beyond, was hired by Fantasy Grounds. So it looks like these virtual tabletops are starting to get serious, shuffling people away. Hopefully they'll have some good ones come up to compete with Wizards of the Coast whenever that one should come out. Onward towards minor and PDF releases, there's several 5th edition and other groups of adventures that came out in groups. So I'm going to try and cover those sets where they appear, starting with ones from Archmage Press. There's Domains of the Deathless King adventure series from them. They are 5 of these, starting with the Expedition to Eagle's Watch for 5th edition, Across the Fires Marshes, A City of Chaos, At the Precipice of Pandemonium, and finally, Throne of the Deathless King. Eric Blaney has a group of 5th edition adventures out. There's Vor and Pal, Knights of Chaos, The Labyrinth of Fate, Terror in Ravenswood, and The Tower of Fools. I think the last 2 are like adventures. One will take it from level 1 to 8. The other one will take it from 8 onward. Adventure Ripples is a couple of 5th edition adventures, once more in their standard setting. There is The Forbidden Rite, as well as Feast of the Flesh. Dark Eagle Games has Gateway to Glory Mountains, a collection of material for 5th edition regarding caves and mountains. The Clockwork Castle is an RPG module for 5th edition, suited for level 3 to 5 characters, and it follows the events of a separate ebook, which is available, I guess it's some literature that's been made into an RPG module. A lot of that going on. I need to get into that. Anyway, need to put out anything, actually. Any sort of RPG module I could put out. Maybe some short stories, too. Who knows? I just got to get like another 5, 6, 7 hours in each day. That's cool. Union of Dragons is a 5th edition adventure for levels 4 to 6, where you must investigate the disappearance of several items within town. The Hound of the Baskervilles is another Ironwick mystery, a 5th edition adventure that seeks to convert classic Sherlock Holmes tales to playable adventures. Welcome to Ironhold is a sort of setting and scenario for 5th edition that deals with a prison break and is suited for level 3 to 5 characters. Mimic Mayhem is a one-shot for 5th edition that deals with a frontier town that is swarming with mimics. The Village of Bray is compatible with both 5th edition and Old School Essentials and details a desert village with inspiration from various cryptids. Apocalypse, John's Guide to Armageddon from Archon Games. No, it's Acheron Games. I can pronounce that, I promise. Anyway, it's a 5th edition supplement that details the Book of Revelation of St. John in 5th edition format. I think they've done this sort of thing before for different sort of biblical and biblically inspired literature. Anyway, Against the Fairy Queen is a campaign compatible with both 5th edition and Legends of Avalon that deals with a quest for vengeance from a fairy queen against various clans and gods alike. The Traveler's Guide to Ellerin is a 5th edition supplement that offers various tools for players and GMs detailing a sort of plains-touched wilderness. It offers a new subclass, new spells, magic items, stat blocks, and lore. Riverside Glen is a 5th edition setting guide that details a location, a sort of settlement along a river. Blessings of the Ven is a collection of 24 magical armors, items, and weapons for swamp-based adventures utilizing 5th edition stats. Cryven Creatures of the Waste is a 5th edition supplement for Cryven setting, that details various creatures native to that campaign world. Gaming Brew has the Way of the Oni monk subclass for 5th edition. It details a group of monks that followed a creature that was once traveled lands in the guise of a legendary master monk, was actually an Oni, and was later trapped in a mask. Kobold Press has Isekai, 5th edition, and Tales of the Valiant campaign supplement that offers some guidelines in creating Isekai-style adventures. I didn't see whether they had TruckCon included or not. Gloss number 4 is a Dungeon Crawl Classic compatible supplement that details a playable Kobold character class. Sunday Matinee Crawls When the Clock Strikes is a Mutant Crawl Classics RPG compatible adventure that deals with radiated rain that forces the group to take shelter in the only house in the area. Celtic Shadows is an offering for Shadow Dark RPG that offers 15 plus adventures, some new classes, a bestiary, as well as cultural notes for Celtic history and mythology. Cave of Whispering Darkness is a Shadow Dark introductory one-shot for first-level characters. It deals with the tale of an elderly wizard who has gathered up his treasures and concealed them within a cave system near a small town. Sages is a system for the Shadow Dark RPG that offers various ways for players to seek out information from sages. Populated Hexes Monthly, issue 34, is available in print and is a zine in the Populated Hexes Monthly OSR series, this time focusing on the town of Dry Gulch, and I'll cover the part 2 in my Kickstarter and crowdfunding campaigns section at the end. So I do this, I think, every week. Divinities and Cults, Volume 5, Beasts, Spirits, and Folk, offers an OSR guides for, of course, various mythic cults and divinities, this time focused around various beast creatures and animal spirits. D12 Monthly, issue 36, offers material for Old School Essentials, this time focusing on warriors and rogues, as well as downtime activities. Dread Shores and Black Horizons is another OSR offering, this time set in a dark fantasy world, in a system-neutral setting or a system-neutral group of information that deals with themes of investigation and survival in a hostile environment. A Mushroom Mystery is an adventure for Four Against Darkness that focuses on being hired to hunt down an ogre fungus that has been ravaging a village's crops. Dark Places and Demogorgons Ultimate Edition has a new core rule set out. I know it's an OSR style system that deals with 1980s like horror themes where you play teenagers investigating strange occurrences, basically Stranger Things. There's a collection of adventure hooks available separately. Tiny Zine issue number 49 for the Tiny D6 Dungeon system is out. There's a thing that offers various articles and settings for Tiny D6, specifically the Dungeon system. Cthulhu Crisis number 1 from Troll Godfather Press is a combination GM'd adventure for Monsters, as well as a comic rolled into one. Achtung Cthulhu 2D20 D-Day, The Darkest Day, is a scenario for the aforementioned system that covers the spring of 1944. Delta Green Dead Letter is available in print as a complete scenario for the Delta Green set in 1998 when the Postal Inspection Service intercepted a package that not only leaks strange chemicals, but has something moving inside of it. Eschaton is an urban fantasy RPG based on the Tiny D6 system set in the modern world. There's a secret battlefield beneath the mundane reality. Neon's Nightmare is a cyberpunk-style dungeon crawler with a sort of post-apocalyptic cyberpunk minimalist rule set style RPG, focusing on quick character creation and fast-paced combat. Striker 2nd Edition Core Rulebook is a new version of the sci-fi-based interdimensional war set RPG, and didn't they just release that one just a year ago, the 1st edition? Anyway. Smuggling Mercy is a scenario for the Cepheus engine that deals with smuggling medical supplies. Architect of Worlds is a sort of system-neutral world-building offering suited. It can be used with Traveler systems, the Cepheus system, and other sci-fi role-playing games that basically offers a way to randomly generate worlds, but informed with advances in modern astronomy that have taken place since the initial rule sets were designed decades ago. Death Ship 1 is available in print and is a sort of tactical miniatures game of sci-fi survival from the same person behind Frostgrave, Stargrave, Rangers of Shadow Deep, and so forth. That's what Joseph McCullough. There's also Death Ship, which is completely different, a solo space splunking RPG where you explore various derelict ships, finding their Sanguine Siren, a social intrigue scenario for death in space, detailing a backwater sci-fi casino with a cheating patron. I've been playing around with how to organize these, quick PDF roundups, because I know a lot of people like them. I had initially done them by system. Now I'm trying to do them by, theme, moving from, well, of course, you cover the big three first, but then you move all the way through fantasy and then historical and then up to the historical periods up to sci-fi. If you like it better that way, let me know. Otherwise, I can go back to grouping them together with similar systems, like all the Tiny D6 ones in one area, all the D20 ones in one area. Just let me know in the comments if you've got a preference on that. Anyway, with that, let's take a look at the crowdfunding campaigns. Remember that contributing to a crowdfunding campaign should be done only at your own risk. Doing so is no guarantee of even receiving a product mentioned here is not an endorsement, but it is for informational purposes only. A couple of computer and console crowdfunding campaigns caught my eye this week. We'll start with Lost World, Blind in One Eye. It looks to be an immersive style RPG with turn-based combat set on an island where you wake up your allies, gather your allies, basically explore the island from there. It looks like it's primarily a narrative video game rather than one with a graphical setting. I actually kind of like those styles of games. I might go into that at some point. Anyway, there's Arcadian Fallen 2, a role-playing visual novel. You play a student of magic and must gather allies and basically defend magic from some event. It has a great deal of character customization. Then there's Rebellion, God's Soul. It will look like to be another RPG-style visual novel, this time with a card battling system. And then on to tabletop crowdfunding, Lacad's Revenge. Looks to be a undead swashbuckler-style adventure for 5th edition and has you infiltrating a necromancer's gala in order to find a lich's treasure. The Spires of Ezekiel will be a 5th edition mini-campaign for characters of levels 3 to 6. It deals with a deep jungle where a tavern and trading post are located high within a tree canopy, and where the party learns of the twin Spires of Ezekiel, the former home of a powerful mage. Rise of the Mushroom King looks to be a system-neutral adventure with 5th edition OSR and Pathfinder stylings from Coward Publishing. It looks like it'll have options for low, mid, and high-level play. The Queen of Atlantis Season 2 looks to be a continuation of the adventure series focused on political scheming, plotting, and eliminating rivals, where you try to govern a chaotic kingdom, engaging with both allies and rivals. Dungeon Domains, a Rat King's Abode. Looks like it's going to be a system-neutral dungeon set of geomorphs suited for 5th edition Pathfinder, Shadowdark, and so forth. Of course, it's system-neutral. It's just a set of geomorphs. I don't know whether to cover more of those. If you're interested in those, let me know. I've got certain things that I cover from time to time, like geomorphs, cards, and just general collections of things. If you're interested in that, again, let me know below. I'll try and put more of those in. The Ruins of Ordain will be a 5th edition and OSR compatible adventure for levels 6 to 10, taking place in a ruined city of an advanced civilization. It is said to take inspiration from both Barrier Peaks as well as Call of Cthulhu. Lulu Lunacy looks to be a 5th edition adventure inspired by Hell of a Boss. It's a web series. I've heard people talk about it nonstop. I haven't watched it myself. But if you like that series, well, you've got an adventure that's inspired by it. Anyway, It Came From Beyond the Stars will be a 5th edition sci-fi dungeon crawl adventure with a number of puzzles, challenges, and sci-fi inspired encounters. Legendary Heroes, Villains, and Lairs will be a 5th edition compatible adventure supplement that offers the aforementioned villains, heroes, and maps of lairs, as well as loot, lore, and stat blocks to drop into any campaign. Tome of Terror, Volume 5, Monsters of Japanese Folklore, looks to be a collection of 3 5th edition offerings, each detailing a particular creature based on Japanese folklore. There is Serpentine Offering, Wings of Vengeance, and the Crimson Phantom. Luminous Lore looks to be a 5th edition setting guide and supplement focused on dream magic. It looks like it'll include new spells, items, monsters, as well as cities in the dream world, and so forth. Let the Games Begin is a compendium of mini-games and challenges for 5th edition. It'll include 50 mini-games and challenges designed to plug into any adventure just to spice them up. Codex Arcana looks to be a set of spell creation rules for 5th edition, as well as supplementary material. Looks like it'll also include magic items as well as new creatures, and be set to integrate with existing spellcasting classes. Complete Town looks to be a fully designed town for 5th edition. It's meticulously detailed and ready to just plug in. Void Runner's Codex will be a box set for 5th edition as well as advanced 5th edition and similar systems. Set may offer a sort of sci-fi setting. It'll let you explore new worlds, fight against various empires, defend against aliens, and wield various psionics. And it looks like there's going to be another crowdfunding campaign for Delver issue 15 as well as Ruins issue 4. There's a set of zines offering tables and other material, with Delver focusing on general OSR, especially old school essentials, and Ruins focusing on Shadowdark RPG. Alchemy Explosives and Inventions. It looks to be a handbook for old school fantasy and OSR style games. It offers expert and specialist classes with 3 new classes, 15 class concept, and various campaign ideas. Populated Hexes Monthly, issue 35. Here we go. It's another of the Populated Hexes monthly zines for OSR style systems. This time, the second one focusing on the city of Dry Gulch in this part 2 of a set, so focusing on that. It looks like Pathfinder RPG for Savage World Systems getting 2 more expansions. This crowdfunding campaign will be for the Advanced Player's Guide number 2, as well as the Bestiary number 2, converting them into Savage Worlds format. Small Sidekicks for Savage Worlds looks to be a Savage Worlds offering that lets you play whimsical super animals in a sort of action-style RPG. DC 20 Core looks to be yet another tabletop RPG, this time with a guide to intuitive gameplay and character creation, as well as uniqueness among various character classes, or amongst various characters in general. It is from Dungeon Coach. Stranger Company looks to be a tabletop RPG about undead cowboys. Yeah, a sort of Weird West-style tabletop from Chamomile Has a Project. Horseshoe System is looking to fund a collection of 3 RPGs, this time using each using the Horseshoe System. There will be an Eldritch Noir style game, a weird road trip style game, as well as a spaghetti western style game. Fast System is looking to fund Compendium Volume 2 that will offer more various content for the Fast System. Holomatics will be an 80s style pop RPG about secret identity rock stars. Finally, there's the Mayday Files, which will be a bestiary for Mothership Sci-Fi Horror RPG. And with that, I'm going to wrap things up here. This has been the RPG Crawler with my RPG News Roundup for June 8th, 2024. As always, links will be below. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment, guide, feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribestar, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.